Hey everyone. So right now I'm in the cold storage building up at the home farm. Behind me here is the work truck. As you can see, it's got a lot of junk in it. Not a lot's been going on around the farm the past few weeks. Most of the stuff is tile stuff. We've been really busy putting in farm drain tile in the ground. But we just finished up a job just yesterday, actually, or 2 days ago. So today we're going to be a little more farm focused and not drain tile focused. Gonna try to get some of this stuff unloaded and just stored away on their shelf over there. Just clean off the back of the truck, and then don't really need any of this stuff today. All right, so got the truck finally loaded up. I had to stop at my house real quick and grab the little air compressor. The grain cart tire has a very, very slow leak, and it has been sitting since last November whenever we parked it there. So those are right flat, and don't have an air compressor at the building it's sitting in. So grab the generator, grab my little air compressor so we can pump that up. Grabbed the picnic table that was in the office down here. We're gonna put that back. Dad just picked up a little Mr. heater or something for the office too. The other heater in the office stopped working. We tried a couple different things to get it fixed, and yeah, it was pretty old, so just picked up a new one. So if we get time, we'll set that up today, set up the picnic table, clean out the office a little bit even. Grabbed a couple fresh batteries for the grease gun, so we'll probably grease up the load auger and grain dryer, set that up maybe. So yeah, tons of little things to do today. But I'm gonna grab the grain cart first, actually hook onto it, and then just take that to the other farm, and then I can just park there the rest of the day. So we got the truck all hooked up to the Parker 839 grain cart. This roughly holds about 800 bushel. And as you can see here, the tire is right flat. So we're gonna start up the generator, plug in the air compressor, and pump this up so we can get it out of here. It's a pretty small air compressor, so it's gonna take a minute. Okay, so we got air in the tire. Let's see if we can get the grain cart out of here now. So this is the office down at the bin site. I'm at the bin site here now, and gonna install this Mr. heater over here where the old one was. Try to do a couple different things to it and swap out thermocouples, and that didn't work. So gonna remove this one and put the new one there. Some garbage laying on the floor, sweep up all the dirt and mud out of here, and we can put the picnic table back in here. So right here, what I'm holding is a bar guard that we put in tile inlets. It's supposed to keep, leaves and stuff out of the tile and dirt and everything else, a bunch of trash and animals and anything like that. But unfortunately, someone ran over this one with the flail mower in Massey Ferguson, and another one behind the barn. I brought 2 new ones with me today, and I brought some orange markers to put next to them so people don't hit them again, because they're kind of expensive. When we get busy with tile work, the grass gets pretty tall around here, so people who don't know any better, and we forget to mention it, don't really see them, even though they're bright yellow. The grass is like 3 foot tall or more, then yeah, they get run over. So try to be a little more careful, and hopefully these orange markers will be a little bit more helpful too. So we're going to want to move the brush hog out of the way of the triple nickel here. It's our gravity wagon. This can go in the other lean-to, the enclosed one on the other side of the building. That's where it normally goes and sits. We don't use this too often. Used it like once during the summer, and then just parked it here in a hurry, and it doesn't go here. So get this out of the way. We got to move a bunch of stuff in the other lean-to, but we'll get to that later. All right, so we got the new heater up, and blows hot air, nice and warm. A little too warm for today, but ready to roll when it gets a little bit colder out. Got the office somewhat cleaned out here. Picnic table back in and swept out. Me and Dad just got done eating lunch, so it's a little bit fast forward here. When we first got here, Dad was working on the Ford 5000, sitting over there now. That just got brought here yesterday from a tile job, super muddy, and had a fuel leak, so it has oil kind of all over it. So gonna get that washed up, and maybe even a little bit of the sprayer. It's still dirty from probably a month and a half ago of spraying soybeans. I'm gonna get the Ferguson hooked onto the water wagon and use the water that's in the water wagon to power wash. The well here at the house is pretty old and small, so we'll just use the water wagon. Once the Ford's all clean, we can hook this up and try to move it into the lean-to. So got Dad over working on the auger that goes up into the wet bin that feeds into the grain dryer, which then feeds into the big bins. We typically use the Ford 5000 here on that auger. So he's just checking the oil and the gearboxes inside of it and giving it some grease on all the bearings. And then we're probably gonna hook this on to that real quick. Start it up, make sure there's no rodents or anything or garbage inside it, run it empty before we actually come back and put good grain in there, it can just run onto the concrete ground below the wet bin and dump out right there. So gearbox is full. Did you grease up top yet? More. Start setting it down. All right, so we got the auger in place, got the grate over it. Now we are able to drive our semi truck or our gravity wagon over here, and we can just pull up, turn that on, and open the gate on the wagon or truck. If we didn't have this ramp system, we would have to pull up. Then this little hopper here has wheels. You could slide it under the wagon, and then you'd have to slide it back out, pull ahead. So it doesn't take too much time to do it that way. I mean, this ramp's only saving a couple minutes, but after you do it so many times during harvest, you know, those minutes add up actually. So it does make it faster, especially long term. Throughout the harvest, you're saving quite a bit of time actually. So everything should be greased and ready to go here, but Dad mentioned that he didn't get the grease zerk way up there, so we're gonna do that before we turn it on. We did find a bird's nest in the hopper here, but I don't think anything else is in here, but we'll turn it on just to see what it looks like. Dad grabbed a couple boards to put over the pit. That's how we keep rainwater out from getting in there and sitting inside the hopper there. So just lay a couple boards over it, and that does the job. So guy's here is a problem. Big old fatso. We'll let this run for a minute. I figured while I have the Ford hooked up to the brush hog, I might as well mow the lane out to the other field through the woods and valley there. So yeah, just mowed it real quick and then washed it off because this is probably not going to get used until next summer. So Dad's out in the lean-to now, clearing up space, getting stuff moved around, and I just rinsed it off real quick. Ford should still fit in the doorway even with the canopy on top, I believe. So let's see if we can get this back in there. Well, just getting everything kind of put away now. The day's already starting to come to an end. Could stay here a bit longer, but don't really care to move the big equipment in the dark. We try to avoid that when we can. So yeah, just kind of picking up, and I'm going to be taking off with that. People were asking in the comments what happened with the Ferguson combine. As you can see, there it still sits. It is for sale, but only had a couple tire kickers on it. So I think that's going to do it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.